Senior judicial analyst, Judge Andrew Napolitano.
Good morning.
You are the Constitution expert. I'm trying to wrap my head around it, so I'm so glad you're here.
All right. The other day, in interviewing Congressman James Clyburn, the number 3 ranking Democrat in the House, on Brian and the Judge, I asked Congressman Clyburn, where in the Constitution is there authority for the federal government to manage health care? And he said to me, there isn't anything in the Constitution to justify most of what we do down here. And then he went on to make the argument, we basically just write the laws that we think the people want and let the courts worry about whether or not they're constitutional. So the Supreme Court has done some really crazy things with the power of the Congress to regulate interstate commerce.
Okay, so you break it down with 3 specific examples of cases.
Correct.
Let's look at this first question. Can the federal government regulate intrastate agriculture?
Okay, a farmer grows wheat in his backyard and his wife mills the wheat into flour and bakes bread. The wheat never leaves the farmer's field. The Supreme Court said that's interstate commerce and the Congress can regulate it, because if a lot of farmers were allowed to do that, it might affect interstate commerce.
So we reveal our answer yes to that question. The second case we're going to look at, can the federal government regulate school safety?
Okay, the Congress enacts legislation that makes it a crime to carry an illegal gun within 1,000 feet of a school. And the Supreme Court says the Congress cannot regulate that because moving illegal guns isn't commercial, it's criminal. And school safety is typically regulated by the states, not by the federal government.
All right, and we're going to tell you in a moment how all this relates to health care, because the third question is this. President Obama's health care proposal, is government regulation constitutional?
Answer, no, it is not constitutional because it is not a commercial activity. You and I and everybody watching us and listening to us now goes to a physician in order to improve our health, and the physician performs intimate, personal, professional services on our body. We don't go there for, of course it's paid for, but we don't go there for a commercial transaction. Congress does not have the right to regulate an event that takes place in one state, going to a doctor, and that is typically regulated by the states. Physicians are regulated by the states.
Well, how come we haven't heard very much about this then, other than from you?
That's the $64,000 question, because most members of Congress, candidly in both parties, have Congressman Clyburn's attitude. We don't care what the Constitution says. We want to be able to tell the folks back home what we did for them. So instead of enforcing the Constitution they have sworn to uphold, they are evading it. You know, when I was on the bench and government lawyers would come before me, invariably, they were not asking me to enforce the Constitution. They were asking me to find ways for the government to get around it.